Here's clock winding down on Atkins. Gonna have to make a play. That one's from deep. Taking on New York Liberty here on My 9. Lineups presented by the New York Lottery. Pass over to Jones. Jones fading all over. Kick out. Meesham in the pump. Drive over to Jones. Lines up a three. It's top. Another near turnover. Banner will go to the line for 2 as Rosby gets your keys to tonight's game.
Number 1, box out, and then play to the Liberty standard. It does not matter the opponent. Build on the last strong game. You just played the top team in the league in the Lynx last game and got a dub. Now tonight, you play a team that
the sports book that knows how to treat you right. Please gamble respond. Atkins. Pull-up game. Good. Off the mark. Coach Bondello saying finding consistency.
That was something I spoke with Natasha Cloud before the game. She said she wants to be the enforcer of tough defense.
Cloud for 3. Off the heel. Got her own rebound to the rim. Put in the WNBA. Long 2. Rebound cord off a screen from Elizabeth Williams. The J won't go for Williams. Cardoso active.
For what the Liberty are trying to improve at.
Here's Ionescu, rises, and so far in this first quarter, missing a lot of good looks. Ozone had it blocked.
I like Cardoso's activity.
Season last year. Jones, tough fadeaway, bottom season for the second straight year. Kia Nurse, hard drive, fouled.
Season of trying to develop and bring along young players. It's been a season of veterans being hurt. Obviously devastating to lose Sloop to ACL injury, and you know there's a lot of humility there that are all chipping in their own ways.
The rack, count it, and put her on the line.
It's been intentional.
She not huge numbers on Tuesday, but was a huge catalyst with her energy and intensity in that win over Minnesota. Here's Johannes. Now Meesham gave it back to Johannes. Johannes, step back, pull up, goal. Cardoso, pass off the mark. Meesham with the steal. Meesham over to Talbot. Johannes, 3-ball.
Proceeding right now.
Yeah, 2C, but they have to control their own destiny. It's tough. A lot of good teams in this league, and a lot of parity. And Bondello highlight we have tonight coming up, tipping off shortly. We got Minnesota taking on Atlanta in a big game. We got Phoenix, Las Vegas in a big game. Johannes, she's from Marine Johannes. Reese, good position in the Cloud. 5 on the shot clock, lines up a 3, up and stolen. Johannes, highlight reel waiting to happen. Picks up the dribble, pass over to Meesham, who's fouled by Ariel Atkins. How about the start for Marine Johannes? Johannes, fake the pass, shot won't go. And playing full court defense on Ariel Atkins. She goes down. It's 5-on-4 at the moment. Corner look from Onyenwere, in and out. Cardoso the offensive board and put it off the window for 2.
And when you watch the film session back, you're going to aim, and then you can't not box out against the Sky. They put pressure on you.
Nice speed, bucket, and the foul. Kennedy Burke. And took a shot in the process.
A lot of upside from here. Like the fact that you have Stewie coming back, you have depth and other role players coming back. You haven't even seen what Emma Meesham, Jonquel Jones, and Breanna.
It's a great point. Emma Meesham is playing against starting power forwards right now. You can bring a former final. Those two on the floor together ought to be fun to watch.
For Liberty fans.
Yes. For opposing teams, maybe not so much.
Maybe not so much. For the Liberty.
Cloud. Uzun. Now it's Onyenwere. Double teamed in the paint. Turns inside and put it off the window.
Strong. The Nigerians.
Yes.
They're in full effect.
And aim Phoenix and Las Vegas. I mean, it is quite the race.
There's actually a lot of excitement in who's going to squeeze into the playoffs and get bumped out at the bottom bubble side of things this season. The WNBA continues to deliver.
Great sparks. Wings game last night. His feet. Here's Ionescu around a Measurement screen. Pocket pass. Gardner. Pull-up game. Good. Gardner has been on the sideline a couple of deep.
Come in and make a huge play. High impact, high energy minutes. Always for Rebecca Gardner.
Her last appearance was August.
The stage was set under the bright lights of August 21st, 2025, as basketball fans across the nation turned their attention to one of the most anticipated matchups of the WNBA season. The New York Liberty, a powerhouse filled with star-studded talent and championship aspirations, faced off against the resilient and hungry Chicago Sky, a team built on grit, hustle, and an unshakable determination to prove themselves. Every seat was filled, every cheer echoed through the arena, and the electricity in the building was undeniable. This wasn't just another game in the regular season. This was a clash of styles, a battle of wills, and a test of who could rise to the occasion when the pressure was at its highest. Fans didn't just come to watch basketball. They came to witness a spectacle, and both teams were ready to deliver a show worthy of the moment. From the very beginning, the energy was impossible to ignore. The Liberty stepped onto the court with confidence, their eyes fixed on continuing their dominant season run. Leading the charge was Sabrina Ionescu, the heart and soul of New York's backcourt, known for her ability to control the tempo and deliver in big moments. Beside her, Breanna Stewart stood tall, the reigning superstar whose versatility and scoring touch made her nearly impossible to guard. Jonquel Jones anchored the interior with her rebounding strength and defensive presence, making the Liberty look like a complete unit prepared for anything. Across from them stood the Chicago Sky, a team that refused to be intimidated. Rookie sensation Angel Reese brought her relentless energy to the floor, determined to prove that her game translated to the brightest stage. With Kamilla Cardoso patrolling the paint and Marina Mabrey providing perimeter firepower, Chicago came in with a balanced attack, ready to push New York to its limits. The buzz in the crowd grew louder as the opening tip-off drew near. The stakes were clear. New York wanted to solidify its place as the top contender in the league, while Chicago aimed to upset the odds and send a message that they could compete with anyone. Fans waved banners, the commentators raised their voices, and players bounced with anticipation, knowing every possession in this matchup could set the tone for the rest of the season. This wasn't just a game, it was a proving ground. From the jump, it was clear that both squads were locked in, ready to trade blows in a contest that promised highlight after highlight, drama after drama, and the kind of intensity that only the WNBA can deliver. The ball soared into the air at center court, and with a quick leap, Jonquel Jones secured the opening tip for New York. The Liberty wasted no time making their presence felt, as Sabrina Ionescu dribbled with purpose, setting the tone for the offense. With her sharp vision, she threaded a pass to Breanna Stewart, who faced up at the elbow and knocked down the first jumper of the night. The crowd erupted, and just like that, New York drew first blood. Chicago, however, responded immediately. Angel Reese crashed the boards on the next possession, snatching an offensive rebound over two defenders and laying it back in with ease. The energy on the floor was instantly electric, and both teams were determined to trade punches rather than shy away as the minutes rolled on. The Liberty showcased their offensive versatility. Ionescu drilled a deep three from well beyond the arc, a reminder of her unlimited shooting range and her ability to stretch defenses to their breaking point. Stewart followed that up with a crafty spin move in the paint, finishing with her left hand over Kamilla Cardoso's outstretched arms. But Chicago had no intention of letting the game slip away early. Marina Mabrey answered with a three-pointer of her own, coolly stepping into the shot off a Reese handoff. Moments later, Chendi Carter used her speed to slice through New York's defense, pulling up for a mid-range jumper that found nothing but net. The scoreboard reflected what everyone already knew. This was going to be a tightly contested battle. Defensively, the first quarter was a war of adjustments. New York tried to pack the paint, hoping to limit Reese and Cardoso, but Chicago countered by pushing the pace and finding shooters on the perimeter. Mabrey and Carter kept New York's defense honest, forcing rotations that opened driving lanes. On the other side, the Sky faced the unenviable task of slowing Stewart and Jones inside. Stewart, in particular, was locked in from the start. She hit contested shots, pulled down defensive rebounds, and swatted away what looked like an easy layup attempt by Mabrey. Every possession felt like a mini-chess match, with each coach pulling the strings to gain even the slightest edge. Halfway through the quarter, the Liberty began to create a small cushion. A quick 6-0 run, highlighted by back-to-back buckets from Jonquel Jones, gave New York a 5-point lead. Jones muscled her way inside for a putback, then followed it with a turnaround jumper that showcased her offensive versatility. The Liberty's fans roared with approval, sensing momentum shifting in their favor. But Chicago's bench quickly brought the energy back. Dana Evans checked in and immediately provided a spark, hitting a floater in traffic before stealing a lazy pass and converting it into a fast break layup. Just like that, the Sky trimmed the lead, silencing the Liberty's run and proving they had no intention of backing down as the quarter wound down. The intensity only grew sharper. Sabrina Ionescu orchestrated the offense like a maestro, calling for a high screen and draining another deep three over her defender to extend New York's lead. But Angel Reese once again answered the call for Chicago, crashing the glass with ferocity, drawing a foul, and sinking both free throws. Every time the Liberty threatened to pull away, the Sky fought their way back, refusing to let the game slip into one-sided territory. The final minutes featured a flurry of activity. Stewart hit another mid-range jumper, Mabry connected on a corner three, and Jones closed the quarter with a block that sent the crowd to its feet. When the buzzer sounded, the scoreboard told the story of a fiercely contested opening period. The Liberty held a slim advantage, up by just 4 points, but the tone had been set. Both teams had landed their opening punches, and neither looked willing to give ground. The first quarter was a showcase of star power, hustle, and sheer determination, the kind of basketball that keeps fans glued to every second. The stage was set for even greater drama as the game moved into the second quarter, with both sides knowing that every possession would only grow in importance. The second quarter began with Chicago determined to erase New York's slim lead. Dana Evans, who had ended the first quarter with a burst of energy, stayed aggressive right out of the gate. She attacked downhill, using her quickness to beat her defender to the rim for an easy layup. On the very next possession, Evans drew a foul on a drive, calmly sinking both free throws to cut New York's advantage to just 2. The Sky's bench was alive, their players clapping and shouting encouragement, feeding the fire of a team that refused to fade. New York, however, remained calm. Sabrina Ionescu controlled the tempo, dribbling with patience before delivering a perfectly timed lob to Jonquel Jones, who powered home a two-handed finish that reignited the Liberty crowd.